But then thinking about ways that we can get at that problem with mobile, this is where we have an opportunity to really integrate a lot of the inventory feeds that we all have as retailers and take those feeds and make them easily available to customers. So this is a product that's available now in the US, which is essentially you go to Google Maps, go to Home Depot, and then you really, in essence, have a Home Depot store near you, and you have the entire inventory feed of Home Depot available on mobile so that people can easily search the entire feed 24 hours a day while they're at home to see what products are available in that store. Then if the product they're looking for is available, they may choose to go into the store. I don't know if Home Depot does a lot of online sales, or they could choose to buy the product online. Either way. If you're looking to commercialize this a bit further, you could do some advertising and push out a message to people that are, say, within a 2 or say a 5-mile radius of that Home Depot store. And then you could show them an ad with the product, with the price of the product, showing that the product is in stock. So this is called a local inventory ad. And I promise this is the only slide about advertising, I think, that I have in the presentation. But this is, again, a way to commercialize linking your inventory feed with Google to offer customers the opportunity to really know about, is the product that I'm looking to buy available, and is it in stock at this moment, so that I can go into the store and buy the product. So I think that's a compelling message that a lot of people in the UK are taking advantage of today. Finally, thinking about I want to buy. So Google is looking to partner with retailers and, again, really remove a lot of friction here. So thinking about the ways that Google can help retailers do more, there's a couple of things we're doing here. One of them is called Google Express. So this would be looking at favorite stores. Sorry, I'll just fix these slides. Looking at the partners that we've launched with so that you could transact with an app on Google called Google Express, and Google takes care of the fulfillment for the retailer. So in this example, this is live now in the US. In a few cities, actually Google does the fulfillment. So Google is picking the products, fulfilling the products, and delivering those products on behalf of the retailer, and that service is called Google Express. And you can see there are a number of people in the US market that Google has partnered with to date on this particular project. So that's something that's coming out to other markets around the world soon, and that's absolutely live today in the US. Now, going back to mobile and knowing that people have their phones out often and they consult their phone a lot when they're in the store environment and they're doing shopping, Google is thinking about ways to make paying easier. So probably not too surprising. Many of you have heard about this, but there's Google Wallet so that people, when they're shopping online, can easily pay with their wallet. But why not have the ability, if your phone is already out and you're shopping in the store, instead of fumbling around for a credit card, to be able to simply swipe your phone at the till and complete your purchase that way. So that's another product that Google is experimenting with, kind of in the beta phase, primarily today in the US market. And then finally, thinking about actually being able to buy on Google. This has been announced in the US market. This is called the buy button on Google, or this could be purchases on Google, whatever you want to call it. So this would be the ability to actually click and place an order on Google, and then the fulfillment would be owned by the retailer. So this is simply allowing the opportunity for retailers to have products available for sale on Google, but then the fulfillment of that particular order is handled by the retailer themselves. You can see a quote here from Staples, so that I think most of the people that we're partnering with obviously see this as a good opportunity to further reach customers, hopefully take out a bit of friction, so that in certain cases where this is useful for the customer, the opportunity to buy is present on Google. So again, something that's been announced in the US market, and we see that going out globally around the globe soon. So again, thinking about the traditional marketing funnel, quite a lot that Google is doing to think about those awareness moments when people are doing research, thinking about getting ready to go into the store, and then actually buying, and thinking about how they can do a lot of that on mobile. So again, a lot of time is being spent on mobile. A lot of time is being spent with partners, with retailers such as yourselves, to really take a lot of the data that you have, that precious data, do that data in a privacy-friendly integration, and make that available so that we can serve customers better, partner better together, so that we can make more useful information available to our customers. So I think that's something that you'll see a lot more focus from Google in the coming months and years. So going into, I think, the exciting part, because everybody says, okay, great, what are retailers doing? Some of these retailers are really slow, they're big, they're slow to take decisions, they have legacy IT, they're not doing enough, right? But I think retailers are doing some really cool stuff, and some of the examples and videos I have here will prove that. So starting off in the e-commerce sector, some quick stats. So we know that the e-commerce market is big, right? Globally, $1.5 trillion in 2018, potentially going up to $2.4 trillion. So big market, a lot of opportunity there around the globe. And it breaks out pretty well for the UK. So we know the UK is a very developed market, and we see that many other markets around the world are growing fast. But the UK is absolutely, I would say, one of the leaders in e-commerce, not just in terms of the market size that we see here, but in terms of a lot of the innovation that we see in the UK space, which I'll come on to in a minute. Now, if you think about Amazon, and going back to the example that I mentioned earlier, Amazon's obviously started off with books. Amazon obviously has loads of data, and they're doing a pretty good job, I would argue, leveraging the data to tailor relevant offers to consumers. So they're able to take that information and develop the types of offers that might be interesting to me as a consumer. And clearly they're doing that with Amazon Fresh. And I do think personally that it's interesting they're coming into the UK market now, because it is the competitive intensity in the UK market is very high in the grocery sector, as we all know. But nevertheless, they're doing it. And that's kind of, I think Amazon likes to do that. But I think it'll be interesting to see, again, how they can leverage a lot of the data they have, being very big in the UK, and integrate that data better to present the most relevant offers to consumers and really try to drive their offer in the marketplace. And I think it's going to be challenging, and I think it will be very interesting to see how this plays out in the next few months as they try to scale this up. Again, starting with just 20 products and then going up to 200,000 products. Over time, we'll see how this works for them. I think it's a great opportunity, but also a lot of challenge there. Another brand that you may be familiar with is ASOS. So how many of you, when you think about ASOS, do you think of ASOS as a global brand? You may not, but it's very much, to me, a global brand. You can see they're present in 160 countries. And you can see, if I said to you, did you know that a lot of ASOS's revenue, in fact, the majority of ASOS's revenue is not coming from the UK market, right? So a lot of their revenue is not coming from this market, but they're doing an excellent job across many markets around the world and really scaling with a lot of the offers that they have in their technology to deliver relevant offers to consumers around the globe. I don't know if ASOS is in the room, but we'll see. And then fighting back, so finally coming onto bricks and mortar, coming onto the multi-channels. What are the multi-channel retailers doing? I think a lot of them are in the room today. We've got a couple of interesting examples that I think will really hopefully start off the discussion, and we can have a good discussion around what different people are doing. So the first one I wanted to bring up, again, from the grocery sector, thinking about partnering to leverage technology. So really thinking about this partnership that many of you are familiar with, but really Morrison's being able to take advantage of the good technology that Ocado has and license that. So Morrison's is able to access the technology that Ocado has built and partner there, which is an interesting area, because it's kind of one of these partnerships where it's like, are we friends or foes, and how are we partnering here? But that, in my view, has worked very well for Morrison's. And there's been a lot written about this, and I think there'll be a lot written about it to come. But I think it's an interesting example of partnership, first because it's between competitors, and second because it's taking something that Ocado does very well and allowing Ocado to license that actually to one of its competitors in a way, to Morrison. So interesting partnership, and I think perhaps worth a bit of discussion later. Another example I'm going to show you, and I'll just play a minute or two of the video, but this is an example from Walgreens in the US market. And I think if you think about suppliers that we all work with and the way that we can do a better job potentially integrating our data with our suppliers to partner better, and yes, to do a better job getting more money potentially from suppliers, this is an area that I'd like you to think about when you watch this video, because there's a lot of data that Walgreens is using with this tablet-based app that I think is very useful to suppliers and is probably driving quite a bit of partnership there.
Shopping in a physical store offers a unique experience. Aisle 411, Project Tango, and Walgreens have teamed up, and we're creating a whole new way to experience shopping in a store.
Should I do like, I can be done in 3 or 4 minutes, probably done soon.
Over the last 6 years, Aisle 411 has built a mobile shopping platform for major retailers all over the United States. It allows shoppers to search and map products and special offers to where they're located on the shelf in the store.
Project Tango can determine a user's position and orientation in the store within centimeters to help enhance the shopper's experience. With precise positioning, we can add in 3D augmentation in each aisle, merging digital with reality, so that shoppers can do things like navigate the store and get rewarded with loyalty points as they walk through the aisle.
At Walgreens, our mobile team is constantly reimagining the retail experience through the Walgreens mobile app. What we've found is the best innovations all tied to our stores, because that's what resonates with our customers. When we saw Aisle 4-in-1 working with Google Project Tango to create an immersive mobile experience inside a store, we immediately knew this was something we had to be part of building.
When we combine Project Tango's function